So some of you probably wonder, what exactly does my average day look like? Well, I can assure you it does not involve mostly sitting behind a computer. In fact, you're going to see a lot of my hobbies, and that's where almost the majority of my time is spent doing the things that interest me the most. So in this video, you're going to see me hold an 18-foot reticulated python. You're going to see me feed a 5-foot dinosaur called an Asian water monitor. You're also going to see me make music, go to the gym, and pretend to be Robin Hood shooting arrows in my backyard. These are all the things that interest me. So if you're interested in seeing this, keep watching. Let's get started. All right, so usually when I wake up, the first thing, of course, I'm checking are my stats for DesignCourse and my sales, which is typical. A lot of us internet educators, so to speak, you know, that's our livelihood. So I check my stats here at DesignCourse.com. This is just one course, the UI UX course, the interactive course rather. Yeah, as you can see, it's done very well. I can't believe it's actually done this well, but yeah, just a quick look at the stats. Done, like I said, usually like the refunds, this is almost all net. I have a partner who's 10%. He's also the developer. I give him 10% everything of gross, and yeah, doing well so far today. So near the beginning of my day, I'll go to my local gym, Commit to Be Fit here in Girard, Ohio. Now, I love this gym because it's not a chain. It's not Planet Fitness, and there's a good crowd of people here. Now here I am doing seated cable rows. I find that it really helps my back development the most. Oh yeah, I forgot, that's not me. That's someone who actually takes the gym seriously. Oh yeah. Radical, where are you? Lightweight. Now honestly, the main reason I lift is just to get away from the computer. I started back as a teenager and I've always kept it up, at least to some degree.
Here's Giz, he's one of the nicer guys here. Knocking out set. Come on. You got at least about 20 more, come on. Come on, here we go. Knock it out. Nice. Yeah. Now this guy right here, what's your name?
Robert.
Nice, how old are you?
78.
78 years old. Look at that, you can tell by his shirt, he's a lifelong gym rat here. If I could be half this guy's physique by the time I'm his age, I'll be happy.
Now here's Ken of 1000 Reps. He helps us out when our form sucks.
You want to go straight out, you don't want to come in, right? Or like this. Okay.
This is that guy from earlier, Mike Taylor. He's actually a competitive bodybuilder. I don't know about you, but I think I might be able to beat him in a pose down.
Oh man, I think his, what is that? There's a vein over there that's bigger than my bicep.
On my way home from the gym right now, and check it out, I live in the country and I wouldn't have it any other way. I hate living in the city. Now, I don't have a set schedule like I must get back on the computer. What I do really depends on what my family's up to and what I need to get done. All right, so the next thing I usually do is I'll check out my mentor reviews. So at DesignCourse.com, I have what is called DesignCourse Mentor, where people submit challenges that are found in the curriculum, and I take a look at them and I review them and I rate them. So this takes, you know, a decent part of my day, but it's still only at max maybe an hour to 2. But as you're gonna find out, I have a lot of things I do. I don't really just sit behind a computer all freaking day. So if we take a look at this one, this was submitted, let's do this one. It was submitted 5 days ago. It'll show me the Figma URL that the person created, that they designed something in, and then I take a look at it. And this is a particular challenge. All the requirements are found over here for this challenge. And it's just to design a user interface that features these cards like in a sliding carousel format. So what I would do if I decide this needs a revision, some of them don't, but most of them do, just because people are, you know, they're new and they're learning. I'll open up a new Figma document, I'll paste theirs in, and then I will replicate it. And I'll make the necessary adjustments to help that student to see where they're making mistakes. Easy as pie. This is actually pretty solid, I like it. And there we go. So then finally, I would also leave a comment. I'd tell them exactly what needs changed in order to make this more effective, and then submit it to them, and then they're able to get an email alert, they log into their account, and they're able to see my revision along with my comments, and that way they become better designers. So this is my basement. Yes, there are two massive enclosures. We'll first talk about this one over here. That right there is a 5-foot male Asian water monitor. And it's basically the largest monitor that you can legally own. Of course, you cannot own a Komodo dragon unless you're an ACA accredited zoo, of which I am not. However, he is currently 5 feet, may get up to 7 feet, and he is awesome. I actually just got him 2 months ago, and we did not have it easy with each other. He actually escaped a few times, hissing, tail whipping. Unfortunately, he didn't bite me or whip me yet. So actually, we're going to feed him here shortly, but let's also talk about the snakes. Now behind me is a 15-foot enclosure, and I actually have two snakes here. One is an 18-foot female reticulated python, which is actually the longest snake species in the world. You might think anaconda is, but no, anaconda is the heaviest. And then I also have a younger 2-year-old female Burmese python. And yes, I do cohabitate them, but I take extra precaution. You have to separate during feeding for about 24 to 48 hours and ensure that you also descent them, which means spraying them off with water. And that way there's no issues. All right, so this girl right now, she is a monster. Now, obviously when you're dealing with a huge snake, you never want to wrap around both of your shoulders. So I'm comfortable doing this, but not obviously to the point where she could wrap around my neck and accidentally kill me. And of course, I would never hold a snake unless there was another adult in the room present in case something really bad happened. But I'm completely 100% not scared at all, given this situation. All right, so here's a rat, which is already dead, and he is going to eat it. Yeah, tip it over. There you go. All right, so he may thrash it, thinking that it's alive, but it's not. Although it looks like he's just gonna eat it whole. And that's that. Awesome animal. All right, so one thing I love to do, I actually picked this up last year, this little hobby here, and that is archery. So I have a compound bow, I have a crossbow, but by far the most fun to shoot is this bear bow. It's traditional, it is extremely hard. I spent many days swearing just because I was sucked, I couldn't hit the target. I'm a little bit better now, but we're gonna see if I can actually shoot this thing fairly well. Now finally, one of my other interests is making music. Now I'm working on this little intro to a synthwave track. Now let me know what you think in the comments. I have to construct the drop still. You know what the drop is. And then finally, another thing that I do as a part of this business is, of course, I have to create the YouTube content. And so typically that means 2 videos per week. And I've done that seriously, at least 2 videos per week since 2014. So like 8 years now. And so it's been difficult. I have over 1,000 videos. And so what I'll typically do, when it comes time to create a video during the week, the first thing, obviously, what am I going to create? You know, we have to come up with a topic. Right here, this is going to be an example user interface using a relatively new style that's becoming a trend. And so I first create that project here in Figma, or if it's a code-based project, it'll be in Visual Studio Code, like with HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. And I first create it. And usually I create it first and then I record myself creating. So I have to create it twice. And a lot of people are like, why don't you just do it from, you know, off the cuff? And I have done that, but most of the time it just takes too long. And people don't have all this time to watch a tutorial where someone's trying to conceptualize things on the fly. So this is going to be a design that I actually teach here in a video coming up this week. And so when after I record myself, then it's just a process of editing, like in Adobe Premiere, and then uploading and specifying all the YouTube details, and then not syndicating, but just publishing it basically to Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff.